Hello everybody and welcome to my 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring. In the last episode we almost finished up doing the prep work for Learning of the Lakes, so this episode we got 3 bosses we're going to fight, and then we're going to head off to the Round Table Hold before we go to Stormveil Castle, so this should be the last episode, so got a bunch to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I'm going to do is come over to DG.
Brave Tarnished.
I'm going to upgrade some stuff. So, smithing's down 3. So first I'm going to upgrade this. Trying to think. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and upgrade this. But I'm going to leave 12. Smithing stone 3. So I'm not going to upgrade it one more. I'm going to leave it right there because I'm trying to save 12 so I can take something up to the next tier. And it's not going to be this, it's going to be this weapon. Because I'm going to be switching over to the dexterity side of things, and this is the weapon I'm going to switch over to. So, but until then, I want to upgrade this a couple. Maybe do one more. Okay, that's good. That's all I'm going to do for now. Thank you, VG. And now we're going to go clear out this cave. Now this cave would probably be the easiest part of this episode. For any new players that are struggling up to this point, this episode's not going to be your favorite, but hopefully I can show you some stuff that'll help you get through it, because everything that we're going to suffer through is well worth it. So for this one, we need to go ahead and put on our new incantation. And if you don't have the faith, just 12 faith required to do this, recommend either leveling up just a couple levels and try and get your faith to 12 so that you can use this spell. It's the Flame Cleanse Me spell. It completely cures the rot and poison off of you in just a matter of seconds, and it doesn't cost very much FP to use, so that is what we're going to need for this cave, because this cave is filled with poison. Otherwise you're going to have to make boluses, and hopefully you've been farming all of the dragonflies that you see, because that's what you need. You need dragonflies, herba, and the cave moss, so go ahead and make yourself some boluses, and make yourself some fire pots. We're going to need tons of fire pots. Another thing I forgot to mention before we start this episode is before I started recording, when I logged in, I went and farmed 15,000 of these guys so that I had some... Oop, forgot to spin the rest of my runes real quick. Nah, I'm going to go ahead and just clear this cave out with what I got. But I digress. I went ahead and farmed 15 of these guys just to have some runes to upgrade my weapons with, and then I went and grabbed some glintstone fireflies from Lena's Rise right there. And then I went to War Master's Shack and I cleared out this field, and I particularly went and got the smoldering butterflies. And then I went to this field right here next to Eastern Tableland, and I got all the butterflies and farmed the turtle that was there. Got a couple of turtlenecks. I went here and got some herbas, and then yeah, I went here and farmed the sheep twice so that I can get some thin beast bones. So I recommend you do all that stuff too before you continue. It takes about, I don't know, it took me about 20 minutes to do all that. Just listen to some music while I went around farming for stuff, just so I can have supplies ready for the rest of the game, because you're gonna run through it pretty quick. As we progress, you're gonna be glad that you went and took that time to go out and get all that supplies.
Always.
Go ahead and buy some daggers. I'll buy 45. I'll buy 55. So, stocking up on daggers, because we're gonna need them in the later dungeons. especially in the Atlas Plateau and stuff like that. A lot tougher enemies. Bone darts aren't going to cut it anymore. Where am I going? I'm going right here. Spend the rest on poison arrows. You can never have enough poison arrows. And we are coming here to fight this boss.
Unusual.
This episode. Which I'm pretty nervous about, actually. Alright. Nope. There we go. I think I just remembered that I said I was going to go through this cave with my runes, but then I decided not to because scattered thoughts. Alright, sorry about that. Let's get to it. So, this is our second poison cave. I know the first one must have been your favorite. It was so much fun. So we need to equip all the fire stuff that we got. Go ahead and make some more fire arrows. Alright, so you're going to come out and immediately you're going to see a plant. There's going to be a couple of dudes in the dark, so use target lock. And then we can go ahead and just barrage them with air. Whoops. There you go. And then we got a plant right here, so let's go ahead and just throw a bomb at him. And then he's going to start, you know, shooting his magic out and stuff and trying to hit us. Just go ahead and start barraging him with arrows. Spit out his poison. That'll clear the poison out. Actually, kukris might be pretty good to use on this guy. These guys are pretty susceptible to bleed. Let's try and do some kukris, see if I can get a bleed on him. Oh, yeah, so careful, these, oh no. These dudes over here will, shoot little poison balls at you, so let's see if I can bleed this plant real quick. Oh, he's down there, okay. See, I'll shoot him in a second. Darn it. No, I forgot to put on my, seat. So, this is flame cleansing. Turn the poisons on. Guys, we just shoot with arrows. Wow, I like how we can just dodge it by just slightly moving to the 1 pixel to the left. Stay still. Wow. It's aggravating. Alrighty. Now there's going to be more guys as we just go along, and then we're going to actually jump down and run through the poison to grab all the loots. And this is actually a... Oh, that's what I shot. Where here's a bat. This is actually a cave where we're going to go through the entire thing to grab all the loots, and then we're going to come back and sit down with Grace, and then just run through, ignoring all the enemies, and running straight to the boss door. Because we're going to use up so much health and FP trying to get through the poison and all that, that it'd be better if we started over and then came back. So I think this is actually... I can't remember where this goes. Up. can't remember what's in here. Oh, bats. Alright. Could not remember for the life of me. Oh, so close. It's two with one bomb. Oh yeah, okay, and then there's a poisonous bat in here, so you're gonna want to just rush it and try and take it out as quickly as you can. Because they do got some health, as you see right there. And they have a grab attack that you do not want to let them pull off. So just as quick as you can, let her have it. And they always drop a gold rune 6, which is always welcome. And then there's an armor set in here, but this poison is a thick poison, so you're not gonna be able to run. So as soon as you step into it, you need to backstep. So I'm gonna backstep into that item, grab it, and then backstep out. So don't change any direction, just keep hitting the dodge button. And then hit the dodge button again and again. Now you're out. Don't roll in that. If you roll in that, it'll, as you can see, the bottom of my uniform is green now. So if you roll in that, your entire head will be green, and then the poison will continue to build up even after you heal it. And that's what soap does. Soap takes that away. So we're going to go ahead and come down here and clear out these flowers. So let's go ahead and make a few more bombs, and then we're going to snipe the dude down there. All the dudes with the staff. And then we're going to just run into the poison, let ourselves get poisoned while we hit these things. And then we'll cure ourselves, run back over here, grab the loots, and then continue on. And then once we get to the boss door, we'll go all the way back to the Grace, sit down, heal up, and then we'll run through because it's a straight shot to the boss door. Let's see if I can hit this guy from here. Alright. Another guy right there. Woo. Excuse me. Okay. I think that's the last wizard dude, and there's some over there, but shouldn't be a problem because we can just run back up, so. Okay, let's go ahead and wake these two up. Oh, there was one more. Couldn't see him. It's okay. Just let yourself be poisoned. Just try and take these guys out and give them some blood loss. Yeah, that was coming. Owie. You're already poisoned, so don't freak out about this. Just hit it with a bomb. There we go. And see, the poison takes actually quite a while to do some damage to you, so don't worry about it hurting you right away. It'll take a second to build up. So go ahead and clear that out. So let's go ahead and go forward to the next area and clear that out, and then we'll run back through and get the loots. There's gonna be some guys right over here. There's some bats, I should say. Trying to see if there's any more wizard guys. I don't think there is, so. Okay, let's set this plant on fire. Oh! I didn't know it was gearing up to do that. flowers are annoying. Alright. Now we can go grab all the loots. A lot of these guys are praying. There's one guy over there that's awake, kind of walking around, but aside from that, it's just a bunch of guys sitting there. But instead of dropping down here right now, I'm just showing you where the boss door is. So we're gonna run all the way back, and then we'll clear out this hallway. But for the most part, all the guys that are in the previous room, the flowers, won't chase us out here, so let's go ahead and go back to the Grace. And then we'll just run straight here, clear out this hallway, and then do the boss. The boss is a Cleanrot Knight, and they're pretty intense. I believe this one has a spear and a short sword in one hand, and it's got a vicious attack where it will skewer you with the spear. It charges up and it runs at you, and it tricks you into rolling early, but if it catches you, it turns gold, stabs you, picks you up in the air, and then the Cleanrot Knight will stab you with its other sword, and it'll probably kill me in one hit. So let me mix my strength and faith. Actually, yeah, because of that attack, I'm going to put on the bubble. I recommend you do too. And everything else is fine. Okay, so let's run back through. So this time, I'm ignoring everything. Just let it chase you. Oh, I might hit this bat. Yeah. But everything else, I'm just going to ignore and run by. I tried to leave you alone. You had to come searching for me, so that's on you, bat. I was totally fine with leaving you in peace, so I'm pretty sure we could just. Oh nope, okay. Hook him up. Alright, so since I didn't roll, I don't have to heal for my poison, because it's going to go down really slowly. But if I had rolled in any of that, then it would build up very, very, very slowly, but surely it would not stop. And I think it does it for like almost a minute, maybe two. Alright, so buff up right here, and then we'll head on in. And there is poison in the room too, so have some boluses ready just in case you get poisoned. And we'll go ahead and summon our knight too to give us a hand. Because this guy is intense and I don't know how much damage I'm actually going to do against him. So keep that on. Alright, let's buff up. Blood flame on. Alright, there's the charge. Oh no, actually that's a different one. That one will... Okay, this is gonna be an easy fight. That one will, he'll charge up and shoot a bunch of spears out that will come up from underground. All you need to do is just dodge to the left. It takes a second for the spears to come out, but he'll charge up and then he'll shoot the spears out at you. Let's see if he can do it here. I didn't realize how easy this fight was going to be. So I'm just waiting for him to do some attacks so I can showcase it for you. That right there. So you see the spears? It took a while to come up, so that's one of his attacks, and then you can see he can skewer you. And if he skewers you, then yeah, he's gonna do a pretty vicious critical attack on you. So that's the Cleanrot Knight. Shouldn't be a problem. But for that, we get the Winged Sword Insignia, which is an absolutely incredible talisman, and one that's gonna help us get through Stormveil. Especially if you've been using like Wild Strikes or any kind of combo that does successive attacks. That's what it does. It increases damage with successive attacks. And then we get an enhanced version a little bit, or actually way later in the game. So now we got that talisman. Go ahead and take that off, and the next part is going to be a nightmare. And I apologize, but I think it's something that we should get done before we go to Stormveil Castle. So I'm going to show you how to fight the Bell-Bearing Hunter, this vicious one right here. This is the hardest Bell-Bearing Hunter in the game, does the most damage and has the most defense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to parry him until he's down to about 20% health, and then I'm going to attempt to hop up onto these roofs without getting hit by him. So I'm actually very, very nervous right now. I've been dreading doing this just because he's actually extremely tough. If I make one mistake, I'm dead. So if I do die at any point, then I will start the fight, the next fight, by showing you how to get up on the roof, letting him spawn in, get up on the roof, and show you what to do. And then I'm going to hop down, I'm just going to parry him and take him out fair and square. So, yeah, let me get prepared for this fight. So, want to be a light roll. Okay, here we go. Oh, and make sure you have a pickled foulfoot ready. Gold pickled foulfoot. Because we are doing this for a rune dump. This is our second to the last rune dump. We have one more after him, but we're not going to do it for quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and make it nighttime. Wish me luck, guys. Okay, here we go. So his moveset is exactly the same as the other ones that we fought before. So, that's fine. Just make one. So nothing is different than the previous two that you fought. So if you're going to parry him, you're dealing with exactly the same moveset. It's no different except that if he hits us just once, we are dead. So as he comes up, just going to start swinging immediately. So I can start building up the frost and bleed on him. Wow. So I locked onto the dog back there. That is not good. You don't want that. So as he's standing up, I'm going to give him a charged attack. We actually don't want this. We want him to back away from the dogs. There's dogs back there, and if they come too close, then they'll get into the fight too. Okay, one right there. We gotta hope that he kind of starts to back up. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh, yep. There he goes. Okay, so I'm going to spawn him in and show you guys how, if you don't know how to parry yet, and you can't get his parry timings down, you're just struggling so hard, I'll show you guys how I want you to fight him. And then I'm going to fight him fair and square. I'm trying to take him down. Oh, go grab my runes real quick. Make sure you do that too, because this is a fight where you're right next to a grace, so if you go down, you can go grab your runes every single time. It's no biggie. Alrighty, let's try this. Try this again. My apologies. He's a tough fight, but I think it's important to take him down before we go to Stormveil Castle. It's a good experience, especially if you're learning how to parry and stuff. So, alright, we're gonna start the fight on Torrent. As soon as he spawns in, go ahead and just hop up onto this roof. And while you're up here, he should not be able to hit you. No, he's gonna go into the shack sometimes. That's fine, but he should not be able to hit you. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out the bow. We're gonna equip the poison arrows. So he'll come around, you know, trying to find you and stuff like that. If he goes into the shack, that's okay. Just go jump onto this roof right here. Like this. And he'll see you. That's fine, but like I said, he can't reach you, and just go ahead and start shooting him with some poison arrows. Oh wow, he can jump up. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get up over here. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never seen him jump up on the step before, so that's interesting. So be careful of that, but normally he stays over here, and his sword can't reach you from down there. So you should be fine. So yeah, up here we're fine. Never seen him jump up on the step before. Usually he just goes inside the shack, like this. And so you come over here. Just wait for him to show up and hit him with some poison arrows. He's just hopping over the fence that's in there right now. So there he is. Nope. Went back inside the shack. Can't help but wonder if they might have fixed him, because the first time I did this, he just stayed right in front right here, and I'm getting some really bad RNG, so I apologize. But yeah, usually he stays like right in front right there. And I just was able to shoot him with some poison arrows. He came right around here. I shot him, he swung his sword and it couldn't reach me from right here. But for some odd reason, he's going into the shack and won't come out. There we go. So, like I said, you just gotta wait for him to come into a view where you can shoot him with some poison arrows and get him poisoned, and then his health is slowly going to start to tick down. And I know it's going to take a while, just like it did with the Tree Sentinel, but this is the way you need to beat him if you're struggling parrying him. I think he went back outside. Whoop, there he is. And it'll take a few arrows, poison arrows, but you've been stocking up on them, so shouldn't have any problem with the amount. Shouldn't take too many to get him poisoned. He's just being stubborn, so I apologize. Okay, I think he went back outside. Dang it. I'm just trying to get him poisoned once, and then I was going to go down and fight him. Okay, so wait for him to come back out, and then just start barraging him with poison arrows. I'm not too sure why he's being so stubborn. You're just gonna have to come back into back here to get him to come back out. There we go. Dang. That's about the worst move you could do. Alright, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just fight him fair and square. I'm having some really bad RNG, and I apologize, but this is what you need to do. If you do not know how to parry him and you're struggling fighting this guy, go ahead and yeah, hop up on this roof and spend some time shooting him with poison arrows until you can. So this is what you should probably do, is just duck down and then wait for him to walk out there, hit him with some poison arrows. And he should get poisoned pretty quickly. I'm not too sure why he's not, but I'm probably going to die as soon as I jump down here and have to start the fight over. That's okay. Because he's going to do his red sword attack, and I'm probably going to have trouble dodging it. It's really bad that the dog is right behind him. I wish this fight was just a few yards backwards. This dog is gonna see us. I know it. I'm gonna risk it. Risk him killing us just to get the fight back over here. He's most likely going to kill me right here. And I apologize. I'll try and get back up close to him, but I'm most likely going to get hit. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here's, see if I can get it done. Shoot. That was Parry. And that is the bell-bearing hunter in Caelid. Get your pickle foul foot. And collect yourself nearly 70,000 runes. Whew. My apologies, you guys, for wasting so much time trying to get him poisoned up on the roof, but I promise you, if you just are patient enough, you jump back and forth. When he goes inside here, jump up onto there, and then jump up onto there. Wait till he comes back out, start shooting him with poison arrows, throw bombs at him. He'll come back in here, just jump back on that roof, wait till he comes back out over here again, keep shooting him with poison arrows, and I promise you'll take him down. I've done it 3 times before, and I just, unfortunately, on this recording got really bad RNG, so I really, really apologize, but if you practice your parries enough, you can also do what I just did. So let's go ahead and do a level up. So it's just a couple. Actually, I think the vigor is going to be okay. I'm going to dump all 3 into my faith, just so I can start getting it up towards where I need it to cast the incantations that we're going to start finding. So if your attack attributes are high enough, I highly recommend that you just dump all 3 levels, or 4, however many it gives you. Dump it all into vigor, or maybe 1 into 1 and 1 into mind and endurance, and maybe a couple into vigor if you can swing it. But my faith is pretty low because I started as the wretch, so it started at level 10, so I'm going to dump all 3 into faith just to get it going. Now,
back all unusual to this.
I'm going to sell off any extra stuff that I got. Not sure where I got this, but I've never seen that weapon before. Like I said, every time I play this game, I find new stuff. Ooh, got 2 of these. That's interesting. I'm actually going to keep 1 to give to another character, because I want to make a pirate build. Those look like pirate hats to me. Just make sure I sold everything else. Okay. Let's do... I'm going to start buying kukris, as well as the daggers. We'll be stocked up on daggers before we know it, so I'm going to start buying kukris. Can never have enough kukris.
Trade again.
Alright, you guys, we got 1 more boss to take on. So, like I said, if you struggled with the Bell-Bearing Hunter, you couldn't get it done, and he wasn't cooperating with you jumping up on the roof and poisoning him. I'm so embarrassed that didn't work. I was really worried about that. Getting bad RNG and it taking a while, so fortunately that did happen, but if that did happen, just put a skull right here. Come back to him when you're stronger, or when you've practiced your parries, but I promise if you just continue practicing his dodge, he only does a certain set of moves. The only ones you have to worry about are his shield slam, and when he turns his sword red. Those are the only moves you really need to learn how to dodge. The rest of it is just those 3 parry timings that you saw me continuously doing, and make sure that you're either using the mace, the Morningstar mace if you're on the strength side of things, with Hoarfrost Stomp on it. That way you're building up blood loss and frost. And also, if you're on the dexterity side of things, then use the Uchi Katana, or just any weapon with blood loss, but I recommend a faster weapon because, as you saw, I was giving him charged heavy attacks as he was standing back up. If you're using the Uchi Katana, I recommend just slicing him like 2-3 times and then get ready to parry or dodge. And I promise that if you practice it, get him down, use the rune dump to get a couple extra levels into vigor, or if you want your attack attributes, but I recommend your vigor. And then we're going to go over to the rear Gael tunnel entrance, and we're going to fight this dragon. This is another fight that I'm extremely nervous about, and I can't wait to get it over with. So this dragon can do some damage. I'm going to give my first try with this Bloodhound's Fang. And if I can't get it done in a couple of tries, then I'll try it with this, and then I might have to come back to it later if I can't get it done with that. Not the charged attack. Our summon is going to die pretty much immediately because it hasn't been upgraded at all. And this area, we're supposed to be probably around like level 60. Or, I'm not sorry, not level 60, like level 70, level 80 to fight this dragon would be a fair fight. So it's going to do some serious damage, and it's going to take a few tries. But I promise you the weapon that it drops is one of the most valuable weapons in the game, so it's well worth the struggle. So we're gonna run past Alexander here, and we'll clear out the cave when we come back to Caelid at a different time. So I'm gonna go ahead and summon the knight just to keep him distracted. But the first thing I'm going to immediately try and do is poison this thing, and then after that, I'm just gonna try and give it as much blood loss as possible. So that is not gonna do anything. So make some poison darts. We already got 40. We can actually coat this in poison grease. So I'll try that if I can't take it down the first try. But I'm going to try this dragon grease first, just to see if that does anything. Apparently it inflicts extra damage against dragons, so I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'm gonna want the. You're gonna want the bubble tier on, because if this thing hits you, it'll either take you out in one shot or down near to it. So it's a different dragon than what we've already fought, than the other one that we fought. It's sort of like a lizard, but it's called a dragon. It spits out fire. The fire is more of lava than it is actual like fire breath that the other dragon spat out. So the lava shoots out in kind of bursts, and then it stays on the ground in kind of like a little bubbly fashion for a few seconds, and if you step on that, it'll do some serious damage. That most likely is going to be what will kill our summon, or his charge. He will start yelling, and lava will start coming out of his mouth, and he'll start charging and just stomping around the arena, and you have to dodge out of the way and stay away from the lava trails that he leaves. But once he's done doing that, then you'll kind of turn around and stare at you. He has a sword in his hand, and he'll do these really long, slow swipes. And then he'll pick it up and slam it into the ground. If you get hit by the swipe, probably dead. If you're anywhere near the ground when he slams it into the ground, you're probably dead. So be extra, extra careful. We're going to try and get bleeds off on him, and we're going to try and poison him as quickly as we can. So, yeah, get your kookaries out. And I'm just trying to calm my nerves. My hands are shaking right now because this fight is so intense. So, alright, go ahead and buff up. And you will not have time to buff up your summon. As soon as you come in, he's going to start charging right at you most of the time. So, how much? 75, okay, fine. Let's go ahead and coat this in dragon grease. Take the flask. Alright, so I'm going to try and poison it right off the bat, and then we'll focus on blood loss. And hopefully that'll be enough to take it down. But yeah, it'll drag its sword back, and that drag does damage, so be extra careful of it. There's the long swipe. Dang it. Missed him. There's some fire. Oh, he's actually doing his little charge, so stay away from that, stay away from the fire. If he comes near you, it will do some serious damage like he slammed into you, so you gotta be careful. Oh, shoot. Okay, come on, get him poisoned. There we go. Alright, he's poisoned. Okay, so that's just a fireball that he spits. Pretty safe to hit him from behind back here. Just trying to get some blood loss going. He's gonna swoop around. Oh, shoot. And he can turn behind him and shoot fire like that, so be careful and pay attention to his head and pay attention to his arm. Oh, staggered him. That's good. So, oh shoot, I meant to get a couple of hits off before I did the repost, but too late. Oh, I didn't hit him. Okay, let's shoot a fireball. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, stay away from the slam. See how much damage that did to our summon. It's vicious, so. Nope. This is his Alright, summon's down, so, but we're almost done. He's still poisoned, which is good. Watch out for the drag. Just gotta get to him, get a hit. One more. Done. And for that, we get Dragonheart and the Moonveil Katana, which unfortunately I can't showcase for you guys right now because I do not have the dexterity and intelligence to use it, but when I switch over to that, yeah, I'm going to be using that a lot, so it's very much worth it to come and fight this dragon. I should not have returned to the entrance. That was very dumb. That's just out of habit. Yeah, it took me into Caelid, so don't return to the entrance, just go back to Alexander. But actually, we are done with everything now that I wanted to do before we went to Stormveil, so I'm trying to think, is there anybody? Okay, I'll make sure there's nobody coming. Oh, actually, there is one more thing I wanted to do that I forgot about, so we're going to go down here to the Aeonia Swamp Shore. We're going to go into the swamp. Now, be careful doing this. We're going to lay out some markers so we know exactly where we're going. But what we want to do is we want to go up into this ravine right here between these two mountain sides. So we're going to have to go around the runes and then up to number 2. And just ignore everything else. And you don't want to go too far into the swamp at first because there's an invasion. And it's not that we can't beat the invasion, it's just we don't want to be fighting in the swamp rot right now. And go ahead and grab the Perfumed Traveler's Garb armor set right there in the ruins. Forgot about that first time I went in. My apologies. No, it's just flowers. So we go up here into this little ravine. And there's a bunch of bombs in here, so they're going to go off as soon as you ride by them. So just don't be anywhere near them when they go off because they'll do some damage. And then run over here and grab this smithing stone. That's our first Somber 5 smithing stone, so now we can upgrade the our weapon. I should have done this before I went and fought the dragon, but really wasn't thinking. So run back this way, and then we'll teleport on out of here and go off to the Round Table Hold. Alright, so we have cleared everything out in the Weeping Peninsula, everything in Limgrave except for the Stranded Graveyard, which we're going to do after Stormveil. We have gone through learned you have the lakes and gotten graces, mapped stuff out, cleared out a couple of caves and bosses, and now we are ready to head on into the first legacy dungeon of the game. So but before we do that, we're going to go check out Roundtable Hold, meet all the NPCs there, start a few quests, and upgrade and spend our runes, upgrade some stuff, and then we'll head on in to Stormveil. So let's go ahead and sit down and let her know.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
The Round Table Hold is a place where Tarnished gather, guided by grace. Combat is prohibited on the premises due to a pact of non-aggression. This rule is in effect when the Round Table icon is displayed. That's the little yellow symbol you see to the left there. The Round Table Hold is located outside of this world, and fast travel by grace is the only means of reaching it. Use the map to travel here. So you have to open up your map to get to the Round Table Hold. This is a grace. So you can come here, level up, sort out your chest, all that stuff. Which I need to see if there's anything that I don't need right now. So, if you are a dexterity intelligence user, this is quite possibly the best sword for intelligence dexterity users in the game. There's a couple of curved swords that are pretty good too. We'll get those in due time. So yeah, I'm not too sure which enemy drops this Lucerin. I have to look that up. Can't remember where I got it. And I recommend you do the same thing. Anything you're not using, go ahead and just put it in your chest. Just to keep yourself organized. Alright. Let's go ahead and check this place out. Those doors don't open yet. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy, looking like a knight.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer. There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
Hey, there's a familiar face.
Greetings. Nice to see you again. My name is Roderika. I should have told you sooner. Isn't this place impressive though? The Round Table Hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering place of champions who vie to become Elden Lord. I never knew the guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose. It's all a bit much for I'm still looking.
And there's another familiar face.
Ah, you again, is it? The recusants sent a lackey. Can you believe they invited me to join them? Now, after what they did? I can scarcely believe it myself. Did they think me a fool? You might be surprised to learn I took them up on the offer. Then I only had to ask. The location of the recusant hideout. It's on Mount Gelmir, found off the old road that leads west from the town of Windmills. That's where they hide. The manor on the peak. Just you wait, wretched recusants. You'll rue the day you insulted my name by laying hands on Lanya. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood, after all. It's on Mount Gelmir. That's where they just you. The tale of...
And one more familiar face.
You've met Garank, I take it. Then owing to our duties shared, we're now comrades in arms. I think you've earned this. The power of the Golden Order to aid the hunt of those who live in death.
So now we can buy a couple of incantations from him, which I'll buy later on. And they require a little bit of faith, too, in order to cast them. So for anybody that's doing a straight mage build with intelligence and faith, these are 2 spells that are pretty good. They do holy damage. One coats your armament, the other one just does some holy damage by shooting out a thing of fire. And it's really effective against a lot of undead enemies.
I serve the Golden Order, that I might put this crooked land to rights, following only the guidance of the Great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order. Their mere existence sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth. And so it is the vermin must be exterminated, down to the very last.
And let's go meet Corhyn.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corhyn, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the 2 fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a Tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace. You do? Wonderful news. Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the 2 fingers?
And so this is where you'll get most of your incantations in the game. But still, I give the prayer books to the Turtle Pub, just because I like to. But you can give it to him if you want, your other incantation books. And so we're going to purchase heal right off the bat. And I will be buying the rest of this stuff, but I'm not going to be using it all that much. These are some defense ones for fire and magic. This one cures poison, but Flame Grant Me Strength is better. This one just costs a little bit less. So if you're only going through a poison swamp, then this one's going to be cheaper than Flame Cleanse Me, and it only costs 10 to use, or 10 faith to cast. And this one heals a small little bit amount of HP. This one is good for pushing like a group of enemies away if you get surrounded or if you get overwhelmed. This can knock them all back and give you some time to take a few of them out. So pretty good incantations. We're going to end up buying them all, but I'm going to save the money for a little bit later.
May the Golden Order shine.
You too. But just wanted to get that heal spell now so that we can take out some certain enemies. Go ahead and talk to this person. And you get another gesture. Oh yeah, we got the prayer gesture from meeting Corhyn. And we'll come over here and sort of meet the merchant of the Round Table Hold. So we can give the bell bearings that we've been getting. So if you see, we go to purchase, she's got a few things. Memory Stone. So that's another reason that I didn't do the Rise in Lakes of Lernia, is you can buy it here. If you don't have a seal yet, you haven't met Garank, you can buy this seal. So you can cast incantations, and then there's a slew of different weapons, curved sword. This is a straight sword, this is the rapier. And then an axe and a mace, which is a hammer, and then a short spear. And then she's got the armor set that I believe the Vagabond starts with. Or no, this isn't the Vagabond. It might be. But it's got a cool helmet that a lot of people like. It's the, I believe it's the helmet that the character on the cover of the game wears. So a lot of people like to wear this one. I might actually buy it later. But we're going to save, I'm going to save all my money for upgrading my weapons and stuff like that. But we're going to come back eventually and buy all this stuff. This is for, these 2 items are for online play. So they request the aid of hunters. So when you've been invaded, if you have these items turned on, then hunters will come in. It'll bring in other players from another world to help you fight the invader. And then these are talismans that turn you into the appearance of either a host or a summoned cooperator, so that the person doesn't know that you're the host of the world, because that's their objective, is to take the host out. But if we offer up the belt bearings that we've been collecting from all the bosses we've been beating, now we can purchase turtleneck meat, thin beast bones, heavy beast bones, and smithing stones 1 and 2. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy as many smithing stones 2 as I can, so we can start upgrading weapons. And I'll do that off, off camera. I'll record that. I'll go out to the field and I'll farm a certain amount of guys and come back and upgrade my weapons. And then I recommend you do that too. We are going to hold off on talking to Fia. That's Fia. She has a whole quest, and one of the endings is connected to her quest. If you come over here, you can change your cosmetics. So now you can change your name, you can change the way your character looks, give them new hairstyles, whatever. So it takes you right back to this menu from the beginning of the game. So actually, just fun. Give her some hair for a while. And then here is our second blacksmith of the game.
You're a new face. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing. The girl you brought here, she's crestfallen and can scarcely swing a blade. But she has a gift for spirit tuning. I saw another one like her long ago. Their eyes share the same hue. I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. Undying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it. No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Just a little bit of lore for this character. So he can strengthen your armaments to any level. He can also apply Ashes of War. He can duplicate Ashes of War. So if you have Ash of War that you like, we have a couple merchants that were selling these, and we'll find a lot more in the game. If you have an Ash of War you like and you want it on another weapon as well, then this is where you come to duplicate that Ash of War. And then obviously you can sell whatever you want to him. So I'll go ahead and see. I think I got mine. Okay, so I can. No, yeah, I'm saving that, but I can upgrade everything else. Like these two weapons, I'm going to upgrade to +6 because I'm going to use them in Stormveil a little bit. But come down here. We have a few doors we can open. We're going to need 3 stone sword keys in total. We've got a crossbow and a prayer book we can get. So these black key bolts, I can't remember if there's actually any more in the game, but I think they cause rot buildup. Yeah, they cause rot buildup, but I seriously can't remember if there are any more in the game or not. I think that might be the only 20. But we can make rot arrows later. Come in here and get the Assassin's Prayer Book, which is giving us the 2 spells that the Confessor starts the game with, which are some pretty good stealth spells. Well, actually, just one of the spells the Confessor starts with. But now we're going to come back over and talk to Roderika.
It's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose. You're telling me I possess some kind of gift? I don't believe you. But if I do have this talent, and goodness knows it would be my first, I suppose I should try to hone it, shouldn't I? I'll ask Master Hewg to teach me. Certainly he does appear intimidating and holds no love for us Tarnished. But I know he's trapped here at the Round Table Hold, so I can tell. He's a gentle soul underneath it all. If I do have a talent for, I suppose I should. I'll ask Matt.
Let's go ahead and sit down, and she will move. Oh no, sorry. We have to go talk to Hewg one more time. My apologies.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arm. The girl. What about her? Are you out of your mind? Who'd stay with an ugly brute who only knows how to smith? Absurd. Besides, she'd never agree to it. I refuse to believe it. I don't doubt you, but I know when something's too good to be true.
Now we'll go talk to Roger. And then sit down, she'll move. I forgot there's one last step.
If I do, I suppose I'll ask my...
Yeah, okay. There we go. And then our little guy that was searching for the recusants has moved on to his next spot in his quest. We're going to meet somebody in Stormveil that will appear here. And that will be tied to Dee and Fia's quest. Once that guy appears there, then we'll start talking to Fia. But until then, let's go talk to Master Hewg real quick.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your arm. I spoke with the girl. She has a gift for spirit tuning. So I told her everything I know. I'm indebted to a spirit tuner I met long ago. It was all I could do to honor her. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Now I'm going to sell some stuff.
Good to see you again. Thank you very much. I have you to thank, don't I? For persuading Master Hewg. I can happily announce that he has taught me the noble toil of spirit tuning. I'm as yet unsure of what I might be able to accomplish, but if I might be able to help you all, I'd certainly like to try. And if there's any chance to ease the suffering of my dear men who were grafted, well, I certainly must try. Roderika, the Spirit Tune Apprentice. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
And now we can upgrade our spirit summons. the spirit tuning menu, you can spend runes and grave gloveworts to strengthen the spirits you summon from ashes. To strengthen named spirits, you'll need ghost gloveworts. So a little bit like the regular smithing stones is the grave gloveworts, and then the somber smithing stones is the ghost gloveworts. But both sides of the spirit tuning, whether it's with grave or ghost, only goes up to 10. It doesn't go up to 25 like the regular smithing stones. So the named spirit ones are just, as they say, ones that have like names and actual identities and story behind them, and then you have just ashes of creatures and, you know, random beings that you get to summon, but they don't have any identity, just kind of random entities from the world that are now gone. So let's go ahead and upgrade your favorite summons. See, so I have enough to upgrade both, so I'm gonna upgrade H1, upgrade that one. We got 2 more, so go ahead and upgrade him, and it cost a bit, so I'll come back and upgrade the jellyfish and stuff later. I think, yes, Gideon has moved into his room, so let's go talk to him.
What do you need? I have little time to spare. Oh, are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the Round Table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers.
So he's talking about that door that's locked.
Once the wisdom of the Two Fingers becomes your own, I'll impart to you a proper welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I have high hopes for you. I'm sick and tired of them. These namby-pamby Tarnished think us no more than a shelter from the rain. We've spoken long enough. I have matters to attend to.
Sir Gideon Ofnir, all-knowing. And over there is a room that will open up later. But before we leave the Round Table Hold, we do have a fight. So as soon as we jump over this railing, you're going to see a lot of bloodstains down there because this NPC is very brutal. A lot of people come here way earlier and they're not ready for it. The sword dance that I have on my scythe that I've been using, he has this. He uses a scythe and it has sword dance on it. He also has some extremely vicious magic. So as soon as we jump down, he's going to spawn in. So go ahead and buff up here. Not too fire. Oh, shoot. That was a waste. Okay, go ahead and jump down. And wait for him to spawn in. Do not attack him as soon as he spawns in, because if you attack him right away, you're going to miss out on one of the coolest gestures in the entire game. So let him spawn in, and do not attack. Just wait. And now we got the reverential bow. Alright, so he's going to start off by shooting some pretty vicious magic. He also has a mist that he'll spray. Oh, and he's got some thorn attacks. And he's got a heal. Alright, so Bloodhound's Fang should take pretty good care of him. Let me get the Taunter's Tongue. I'm going to give him a bow too, since he gave me a bow. So Taunter's Tongue is another multiplayer item. You can only be invaded in this game if you have somebody playing with you. So another friend, that you've summoned as a co-op. But if you turn on the Taunter's Tongue, you can be invaded even if you're just playing solo. So the Taunter's Tongue, if you want to fight other players while you're going through the game and you're playing online, just go ahead and turn on the Taunter's Tongue and you will start getting invaded by other players. And they will try and beat you. And then come on over here for Cypher Peta, which is a fist weapon that scales only in faith. Literally only in faith. Does not scale in any other attribute. So the higher your faith, the better this weapon. And it does only holy damage. And I believe it's not blockable, or at least its weapon art isn't blockable. So we go ahead and return to the entrance. And that is everything so far in the round table hold. We can't do anything else. Just upgrade, buy stuff. So let's go ahead and drop the rest of our runes on some items. So the meat is pretty expensive, as you can see, so you can only buy one, but that all adds up. I'll go ahead and buy 3 of these, and then, like I said, off screen, I'm gonna farm for some money and come back and buy all these items and tell you which ones I bought and which ones I think you should also buy. But let's go ahead and head to Stormveil Castle, you guys. Let's get into it. So remember, we went through the side already and we got this side of grace, so we can just jump right in. Alright, so I'm going to use the Bloodhound's Fang for a little bit. But as soon as we run up here, this guy's going to blow a horn, a bunch of guards are going to come out. It's okay. Just try and stay to the side here. Don't try and get to their side because they will push you off. They specifically have little shove animations, so if you turn to the side like this to try and fight them, they will shove you completely off the edge. There's going to be some guys over here that will try and snipe us. So go ahead and bust out your bow so we can let them have it as soon as we come around the corner. There we go. And then that guy, he won't aggro or come near us. We just wanted to take out that one so he didn't attack us while we were trying to grab the rune. Then come on in here. Go ahead and put on my lantern because it gets a little dark in some of these areas over here. These guys are asleep, so just wake them up. Good old whack to the face. Now over here is a big beefy guy with a big axe, so we're going to wait for him to turn around, then we're going to run up and repost him. And then there's a pretty decent, they call it a fist weapon. All the fist weapons come with 2. So when you put it on, I'll show it to you guys in a bit, but when you put it on, you'll have one, and then you'll see another weapon hanging off your belt, and then if you press the 2-hand animation, then it'll 2-hand it, and you'll pull out another one. So I'll show you guys that a little bit later. Go ahead and pull out your fire bow and arrows, because these barrels up here are explosive barrels, so let's go ahead and blow them up, because if we don't, guys will throw bombs at us and we'll get blown up. So go ahead and blow them up so that we don't get hit. See the guy standing right up there? He's gonna throw a bomb at us. It's got higher and higher and he didn't move. Let's go ahead and still. Yeah, headshots do more damage. Not sure if I mentioned that yet. I think that's all of them. Okay. Item over here. And it's just a drop off down there, so don't go near it. And then this is locked for now. We'll come back and get it. We'll get a key for it in a second. If if you drop down here, it should lead us. Yeah, let me see real quick. I think it leads us up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over here real quick and then we'll double back. So blow these up because this guy is sitting right there waiting to throw a bomb at you. Gotcha. Got him. So let's go ahead and go through here and grab all the items real quick. So don't go in that room yet. We'll come back to that in a second. Go ahead and just drop down here. Grab this item. And then go ahead and jump over here. And go ahead and just drop down on this guy and give him a whack. Oh, that's right. It was just another way over to here. My apologies. Oh, that's that. I thought it was the item up there. My apologies. Like I said, such a big game, I still get stuff confused here and there. So now we're going to go ahead and enter this room. As soon as we do, we're going to get locked in and we're going to get attacked by a banished knight. So as soon as you see the banished knight, just if you're using this weapon, start giving the weapon art immediately. Try and take him out in 2 hits if you can, or 3. But otherwise pull out a shield with 100% physical block because he does some pretty bodacious moves. It's a banished knight that spins his halberd around. He's going to fly at you with some wind attacks and stuff. It's pretty aggravating. So just go ahead and make sure you have your lantern on too because it's super dark in the room. Go ahead and just buff up or something. Yeah, I'll go ahead and drink this. It's not too hard of an enemy, but might as well just go ahead for safety because we got a grace coming up, so... So that laugh was Gustok, that creepy gatekeeper that we met down there. The front gate. He locked us in here. He was laughing at us. Get the curved sword talisman. I believe that enhances the guard counters with your shield. Yep. So now when you do a guard counter by blocking and then doing the return, it'll do more damage. Alright, so now we come back out here, and we can open up this door now. Should be an enemy right around this corner, so go ahead and just give a jump attack. Then we're going to come over here, jump across, give him a whack, and then go across here really fast because this guy's going to throw a bomb. Give him a whack. And then we're going to go and grab that item right there, which is a pretty cool strength item. Oh yeah, okay. Nice. Actually, these guys drop a real... I forgot to mention that. These guys' armor set is awesome. I love the way their armor set looks. This red hood and everything. So I'm hoping to get their armor set. So we got a brick hammer right here. Pretty decent. It's got a short range on it, so it's kind of hard to hit enemies with, but it's got a pretty good damage output, so If you're looking to dual wield some hammers, there you go. I did not mean to jump down here, but oh well. Let's go ahead and head on back up the ladder, and we'll get that other item that you saw hanging in the window there, but we got to go around a different way. And we got to fight a Banished Knight again. But the Bloodhound's Fang makes pretty quick work of them. Yeah, if I get the Exile armor, then I'm probably going to switch to that over this Caden armor. Got a guy sleeping right here. Go ahead. Give him a whack. And then, so coming up here, we got the Banished Knight. So get ready to fight. Can't remember if there's an item over here. Yeah, there is. Let's come over here real quick for this, for these mushrooms. He's right around this corner. So he's going to come out pretty far. And then we'll wait for him to turn around. Oh, I think he already turned around. Okay. Let's go up and repost him. And then give him a blood finesse. There we go. Nice, got his gauntlets. I'm actually going to switch to that. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So, this elevator doesn't work yet. That's okay. Before we do anything else, I'm going to come over here and drop down to this ledge as carefully as you can. Don't be... actually, before you do that, let's go grab this grace, just in case you die. Or we die. Go ahead and run right through here. That elevator over there doesn't work, so don't worry about it. Just go over here and grab this grace. Now we'll go try and jump down this ledge. Don't sit down at the grace, because it'll respawn that Banished Knight that you just fought. You don't want to do that. I'll grab some fire grease right here. And then we'll go up the stairs. Ooh, that was close. We'll go up the stairs in a minute. Let's try and drop down onto this edge. So kind of like come at it at an angle. Don't drop straight down, because you might actually just fall right off the ledge and over it. So come at it at an angle like this. And then you'll land nice and safe. Whew, freaky view. I don't like heights and I don't like water. So this is very uncomfortable. Let's go ahead and drop on down here and grab this hut. I believe it's some Arteria leaves. Yes, 3 of them. Very necessary. Okay, and we'll just run on back up. Actually, let's just teleport to the grace. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this episode by fighting another enemy that people just love. So these birds drop an amazing sword. Scales dexterity, has an awesome charged attack, does really good damage. Love their sword. So I might come out here and farm these guys to get a sword from them, but if they drop a sword, very, very good sword. Very good short sword. It's exactly that, what they have on their claws. But these guys are sitting on top of explosive barrels, and these guys are punks. You don't want to fight these guys, so just blow up the barrels. They'll go flying. There's one over here. Oh, come on. There we go. So, yeah, we got a lot of ground to cover in here. There's just a lot of twisting turns and going into the same place from different areas, climbing on rooftops. It gets a little confusing. So I'm going to try and keep just this episode just doing the side of the castle. And then we'll go into the castle next episode and actually finish it. But if you come over here, there's a little trap. All these barrels, there's a bird hiding in the corner. So just blow up these barrels. Sword? Aw, yeah. Oh, man. I'm getting some awesome drops in this playthrough. It usually doesn't happen. Alright, now we got a little bit of secret boss. Normally people would go this way, and you wouldn't blame them. But if you come over here, look out into the Chapel of Anticipation, where we started the game. Jump up on here. Item ahead. he's right. So, again, very carefully just drop down onto the sledge. Come all the way over here. And then drop down onto that ledge. Walk over here. And just very carefully edge off into this one. Grab you a shield. Drop off again. And then drop off right there. Did you drop off? Did it freak you out? It freaked me out the first time it happened. So, I don't know why you don't get hurt, but yeah, it's pretty freaky. Alright, go ahead and get the ball really quick. Knock it off. Storm Assault. And then get prepared. Go ahead and buff up because that is what it looks like. It's a Crucible Knight. And he's just as hard as the one in the Stormhill Everjail. So get your parry stuff out. Go ahead and buff up and get ready. Because we got a parry fight coming up. Go ahead and fight him right here because there's most room right here. Oh. Sorry, I messed those up. I didn't have a lock on him. I was like, what's going on? Why is the camera being weird? So that's the stomp. You gotta jump with the stomp, and then he's immediately going to swing. Jump. Parry. And now he's below half health. He's gonna do his special stuff. Or not. That one's a little tricky. I'd recommend just dodging that one. I'll explain how to do it a different time. But if he does that, if he grinds his sword against the ground, I recommend that you actually just dodge that. You can parry it, as you saw there, but it took me a long time to learn how to parry that. It's very, very weird. So if you are going to parry it, I'll just tell you, you have to, I don't know if you can see what just happened there, but as he was doing it, I did it just as I do with the Bellbearing Hunter when he does his slow swipe. You have to tap left. You have to tap right at the end of it and actually move to his right side in order to get square on the parry box, because the parry box starts at his side, because that's where the sword comes from and his hand comes from. So it's very weird, but you just have to tap right and move to his side, to his right side, and then parry right at the end. You have to let it drag. It's going to go kink, and then move to his right and parry. And you will connect, but it's going to take you some practice. I recommend until you get better at parrying, just roll that. Now, if you're having extreme trouble and you're like, man, I haven't learned how to parry, you keep telling me to parry these guys, and I just can't get it down, it's okay. You know, come back when you are such at a strong level that if you take a couple of hits from these guys, you can still put up a fight. All right, when you get to that level, you'll feel a lot more comfortable, and I've never seen this before. That's interesting. I don't want to go back there if it gets me stuck. Nope, it's just this. Okay. Yeah, so always finding new nooks and crannies in this game. So go ahead and grab that flower. But if you're having trouble with this Crucible Knight, and you're like, he's just killed me like 15 times, I don't know what to do, go ahead and run past him and just run up and jump on this elevator and wait till he comes with you, and he's going to try and hit you a few times while you're on the elevator. Just roll off as it starts rolling up, and by the time he decides to jump off after you, it should be at a height that'll take him down. So give that a shot, and that might help. It might take a few tries to get him onto the elevator and then to trick him into falling off. Where's Bloodhound's Fang? There it is. Oh, he's back. Just realized that. Let's go take him down, see if we can get his armor set. Why not? You know what? This would be a good chance to show off the assassins. Oh no, I didn't turn in the book. Oh well. Okay, let's go ahead. We got 20 minutes left. Okay, so I didn't sit down in the grave, so the birds are down, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to another character. So come on down here. Grab this loot. We're going to go down there eventually, and there's a really aggressive and insanely stupid boss down there. So down in here will drop us right to where we're going to go. But if we come on this roof, I think he might be here, he might not. Nope, I'm not sure where he is right now. Sometimes Gostok, that gatekeeper that's stealing our runes and trapping us in there, he's up on this roof. Go ahead and drop down here and grab these kukri, and then there's an open window we can roll into. And we're gonna meet.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Rogier is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormveil Castle? This place is bristling with Tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow Tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
Alright, so he sells some Ashes of War. These are magical, and they look magical, but they are not magic. These are Ashes of War. I didn't buy these for the longest time because I thought they required intelligence. They don't. They're skills for your weapons, so we're going to buy them all. Oh, crack a rune, then we're going to buy it, and then we'll go through his dialogue. He's all, oh, you didn't buy my last one. He lowered his head like he was sad. That's kind of funny. Oh, 2,500. Apologies.
Oh.
And these ones are pretty awesome. This one shoots out a projectile and then you can follow it up with a thrust. This one, it takes a second to charge up, but man, it does some damage. And then this one spins the blade around, which goes really, really well with that insignia. Winged insignia, excuse me. The winged insignia talisman that we got at the start of the episode.
The battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family. They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? That the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
And so, in case you didn't recognize, this was actually the sorcerer that we summoned to help us with the market fight. And I believe there's an item back here. Oh no, it's in a different place. Alright, now there's Banished Knight and a guard walking with him over here. And going in there, we go through the rest of the castle. So, trying to think if I want to do this, because we're not going to be able to finish it all in this episode. Just trying to think if there's anything else that we needed to do. So I'm leaving this sword on Gael Tunnel because we still need to go through it and clear it out and grab all the smithing stones and all the goodies that are there. But, yeah, we already took out the boss so that we can get you guys the Moonveil Katana, which I'll talk about in the next episode. But if you're a dexterity user, it's the same, basically the same skill as Unsheath, if you've been using Unsheath on your katana. But the difference is that it shoots out magic. It shoots a magic beam out. So very, very awesome weapon art. Does insane damage. Absolutely insane. They had to nerf it, I think. So very, very awesome. yeah, I'm going to end this episode just about 10 minutes early because the rest of the, like, just going into the next room over here, this is where we're at right now. So just going into this room over here, there's a grafted scion that we have to fight, which is the same boss that you fought over here. So we got some really insane enemies in some really crazy areas full of just nothing fun, and that's going to take a while to get through. So we'll clear out the rest of the castle. In the next one, we'll go down into the sort of the sewers of the castle. We'll fight a boss down there, and we'll fight a boss right here next to the entrance to this great bridge. And then after we clear all that out, we will fight Godric the Grafted and get our hands, like he said, on our first great rune. And we will be done with everything in Limgrave. After we clear out Stormveil Castle, we'll come down here and clear out the Stranded Graveyard, because this place is a straight up nightmare and a pain in the butt. And then after that, we are on to our second legacy dungeon, the Academy of Ray Lucaria, to clear out and finish the Lernia of the Lakes. So we're making progress, guys. I'm going to suggest that you stop right here in Stormveil Castle and come over here and seriously do some farming. Get about, not even joking, 70,000 runes. Spend, a good gaming session going through and just taking these guys out, like clear the field maybe like 2 or 3 times, and just go buy nothing but smithing stones 1 and 2 until you have all your weapons that you want upgraded to level 6. And then upgrade the weapons that you plan on using to a little bit higher, maybe 8 or 9, but try and save a few smithing stones just for any weapons that you might find later on in the game that you might want to take up to this level, because it might be a while before we get the smithing stone or the bell bearing required to buy higher level smithing stones. So me changing my build over about halfway through after we take out the second legacy dungeon is kind of risky, because I have a lot of different things I need to upgrade to a level where it'll do enough damage to take down these bosses. Otherwise I'm going to be struggling. So I might be using the Bloodhound's Fang a lot, but regardless, if you're having any trouble with any of the bosses I showed you in this episode, I told you this episode was going to be a nightmare as far as like for new players because of the bosses we took on, like the Dragon, the Bell-Bearing Hunter. If you're having trouble, don't get discouraged. Don't get down. Go ahead and just come to this field, do a few level ups, make sure it goes into your vigor, and just make sure you upgrade your weapons to as high as you can, and just keep practicing parrying on the Bell-Bearing Hunter, and eventually you will get it. I'm not sure why the rooftop strategy didn't work. I'm not sure if they changed their AI in a patch maybe, because I did this quite a while ago, but I have done it like 3 or 4 times, so I know that you can get on the roof and poison him. You just have to wait for him to walk back to his spot like he did. I guess I was getting a little impatient. He kept chasing me into the shack. So it might take a while, but I promise you it is possible. So if you just cannot get the parry down, give that a shot, because getting his rune dump will help a lot with Stormveil Castle, because we did, just the side part of Stormveil Castle consisted of a Crucible Knight, which is also not an easy fight, so you got to work on your parrying. If you work on your parrying, as you see, I'm getting through this stuff pretty easily just because I went through the process of learning how to parry. So again, there's no secret trick to it that I can show you or tell you or teach you. You just have to start doing it. And as soon as you actually connect and make those parries, and you start to get comfortable with the timing and you memorize it, your confidence will soar in this game. I promise you, it is worth it. That's the reason I'm trying to sort of give you no choice but to learn how to parry. And I'm not showing you other strategies for defeating these bosses. So please go ahead and work on those bosses. The Moonveil Katana, especially if you're a dexterity intelligence user, is very much worth it. If you're not, go ahead and just put that off until we come back to actually clear out the dungeon and then fight the dragon. But if you're using katanas, especially intelligence users, you gotta get that katana, especially for Stormveil Castle. It'll help you get through it. Everybody else, we got plenty of strength weapons and plenty of good quality weapons to help you guys get through Stormveil Castle. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here so that we can actually clear out the rest of Stormveil, or get near it. But at least we got to the Round Table Hold now, so you can go there and upgrade your spirit summons and stuff like that. So go ahead and get some runes for that too, and upgrade them to as high as you possibly can, your favorite ones. and then I will meet you guys in the next episode, and we'll continue on. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I'm not a big enough page that they'll get buried, so I promise I'll see every single comment and I'll respond to it. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I will find you the answer to your question, because I love this game and I love talking about it and discussing it. I love helping other players get through the Lands Between, so it's nothing but a joy for me. Yeah, until next time, guys, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and I love you.